let me say good morning to listeners via Classic Radio, viewers via GBN TV, whatever the channels you're viewing us via this morning. Good morning to you. Those of you via social media platforms, whether it's the Facebook page, the YouTube channels, GBN's webpage, good morning and welcome to another edition of To The Point for today, Wednesday. It's the 14th day of June. 2023. Yeah, we're in the almost at the midway mark of the month thus far. Well, on Wednesdays, usually we do entertain various departments within the government, and we do have them here on To The Point. If a particular representative pops in and we chat about various issues that are of concern, or maybe there's something that is going on that we would like to discuss pertaining to issues of government. However, this morning we don't have anyone popping in this morning to represent, so it's going to be an open line edition this morning. And in chatting this morning, we came up with the idea that maybe we should offer you, our listeners and viewers this morning, the opportunity to call in. Let's talk about government's first year in office. Let's hear your views about it, how you feel about government's performance, and feel free to do so. 435-2041, that's the number you can call in, and certainly sure that you may have varying opinions pertaining to how government performed thus far their first year. How do you feel about their performance thus far? So feel free to do that. If you do want to send a comment also, you do that via the Facebook page or the WhatsApp. Feel free to send your comments there or give me that call, 435-2041. And it's an open line this morning. And so we keep in the conversation, as I said, on government's performance, their first year in office. How do you feel about their performance thus far? And we already do have a first caller. Let's go over to the phone line and say good morning.
Good morning, GT, and good morning to your listeners and your viewers.
Good morning to you, sir. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Good. My thing wasn't really on the government per se, but
I would have liked to keep it. Caller, I would have liked to keep it on that level.
No, that was saying I would oblige. So, with what you say, but before that, let me say how disappointed I was with GBN. I don't know about the other station. That on the anniversary of the death of Dr. Walter Rodney, that great Caribbean scholar and thought leader who blessed Grenada by coming Grenada and having public sessions, that nobody remember his assassination. I find it very unfortunate. They were talking about this morning about neglecting local heroes and so on in the football and thing. I think we equally neglect the folks who really helped to inspire us in where we are now. So having put that on the side, let me say, whether you like the government or not, it's very difficult to not give them kudos, especially the style of leadership of the leader we have right now. It's not a draconian type of leadership. It's not speaking down to you. It's one of engagement. I mean, they have tried their best to fulfill quite a few of the promises, and they have done it. Personally, there's a number of issues that I don't support that the government pursue, including citizen investment and some of the development projects. But you can't get sometimes all the things you want as a person. Sometimes you have to be able to live with what you can't change and change what you could, or influence change. So I think overall, they have encouraged a spirit of reconciliation and engagement. I just hope that will be intensified, and that we will really work at engaging communities and not just relying on people in the public service to do some of the things which they are unable to do. And especially as some of the ministry has been decimated and destroyed over the years. So let's work together as a community, as a society, especially encouraging volunteerism. I don't get anything from the government. Neither do I expect any, but I expect to live in Grenada, and I want to live in a tranquil and peaceful country, which has not been the case for a little while. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning. Always a positive contribution as always. 435-2041. And we keeping, of course, our conversation. We want to center it around government's first year in office. How do you feel about their performance? And, of course, what are your take on it? Let's get a little bit of a feedback from you this morning. Caller, good morning and welcome. Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning. Guess there's no one there. 435-2041, 435-2041. And it's an open line edition for To The Point this morning, but we're centering our conversation on the government's first year in office. How do you feel about their performance? And let's hear your views pertaining to that, all right? And once again, 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Let's say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. I have a complaint to make about since, I think last week Friday, or it could be.
Caller, good morning to you. I think the caller is not listening or is not hearing me. It seems to be a problem with their phone also in terms of there's that noisy background. So we need to have that sorted out. 435-2041. And as mentioned in my intro this morning, I would like to keep the conversation on government's first year in office. How do you feel about government's first year in office, their performance thus far? How would you like to of course, see they continue on the same trend that they're going on improve on certain things? Would you like to see that? Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Sorry. First of all, I missed the Prime Minister's, the discourse of the Prime Minister on Monday night. Mm-hmm. So I didn't hear much of what he had to say. So probably it's a good thing that I'm just coming straight from what I know.
Well, we're really basically looking for your personal views on government's performance for the year.
That's well, let me tell you my take on it. Many people did not give the new administration any chance of survival. I, for one, while I supported them because I supported the change, I was expecting them to make a number of little missteps, because they're new. And knowing what they inherited, the deficit in the public service and anywhere else and in the mindset of our people, I was expecting several missteps from this new, how do they call them again? They were described in a certain way. They said, go to the safer hands and leave these children or however they call them. And the mere fact that they were able, in 1 year, to avoid any major missteps. They will keep the economy running. They've had to tolerate a lot of things that they have loved to change, but they couldn't change them. They can't change them right away. And to have paid the pension and so many other things, which I won't try to, go into detail this morning. That to me is a phenomenal accomplishment. The most important to me is the lack of significant missteps. Nobody gave them a chance, but they have proven it. And I think by God's grace and by listening more, we know they're very eager to make things happen. By doing a bit more consultation, trusting the guidance of God who has helped them through that first year, I think we're on a very good trajectory. Hats off to them, at least for not even making major mistakes. That to me is good enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you also for your contribution this morning. Always a positive contribution from you also. 435-2041, 435-2041. Feel free to give me that call. As I said, our conversation that we would like to have this morning. Let's hear your views about government's first year in office. Good morning to those of you who are via social media platforms, especially the Facebook page, YouTube channels. Good morning. Good morning to Cynthia B. Good morning to Mona. Good morning to you folks. Thanks for being with us this morning. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Person, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So far, I have no adverse comment to make about the government. They have inherited what I call nonsense. I don't use the right word. I just leave it that simple. I have heard a lot of comments from people who supported the other government, and I found that the comments were unnecessary. As a result of this, I think as Grenadians, what we have to do is to pray for these people. As the first caller mentioned, they would not be able to get rid of all forms of mismanagement, corruption, as the case may be. And as a result of that, we have to pray seriously for them. And in so doing, I think they would make the grade. Thank you.
Thank you also, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Keep the calls coming, 435-2041. Let's get your opinion in terms of government's first year in office. How do you feel thus far about their performance? And you probably have a comment or two you would like to make in terms of how do you like to see them move forward. Feel free to do so. 435-2041. Back to the phone. Not too sure what's going on with that caller's phone line there for some reason or the other. 435-2041. 435-2041. And I seem to be getting that noise from that caller. This is actually the second time. Let's see this caller, what it would be like. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Not bad at all. How are you this morning?
I start off by saying this, relative to the question you are presenting me. Do nothing, fear nothing. So that if the government did nothing actually, or inactive for the past year, it is obvious, logically speaking, no mistake could have been made. So don't talk to me about mistakes and this kind of thing. Your premise, your theory has to be equal. If you start off with a premise of hate and lies and deceit, the theory has to fit into it. Here we have a problem. Consistently, you hear utterance coming from ministers, government officials, generally speaking, that are not truthful. Don't tell me nothing about mistakes, mister, and ladies and gentlemen. Mistakes have been made so much. When the Prime Minister, before becoming Prime Minister, was so clear about things to the extent that he said over and over, things could be done by just the stroke of a pen coming into office, recognizing it is not so. There comes the problem. So pretense and lie and excuses after you had the opportunity, before you're having the opportunity, and after you're having the opportunity, you have not rectified such a problem or so much problems. Don't talk about mistakes. The evidence there. I have no party to support. I don't belong to a political party. I've said that 1,000,001 times. In the given situation, we are deceived to the extent that lies are only evidence we have to show that the government has done nothing to make a difference. Take care.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution there. 445-2041. Feel free to give me that call and give me your views on government's 1 year in office. How do you feel about their performance thus far? 435-2041. It's an open line this morning, and your phone calls are welcome. Give me your opinion. How do you feel about government's first year in office? Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesphore.
Morning.
I would like to say congratulations to the government of Grenada on the 1 year in office. I believe they have done remarkably well, considering they're new to the office and they've just gotten in there. Rome wasn't built in a day. There is still so much to be done. The same people that say whenever government do something, it was left or they made it there by the NNP and it's a continuation. And government is a continuation. And yet for all, we blame them. On another note, though, something that is very passionate to me, the judiciary, I heard Mr. Crowden talk about the backlog of cases, and this matter, we have a matter that is pending. I'm very passionate about it. It is very painful to think of, the next February would be 8 years since my partner has lost his hand. And the matter is still pending in the High Court. And for the children's sake, we need justice. For the relatives that are close, we need justice. For the gentleman that was a public servant and was about to go home on retirement, I ask for justice, please. And for all those who have matters pending, I do hope that they find a way to speed up these matters in the High Court, and let's not let it happen like the gentleman who had the case from Guyana and passed away. Have a great day, and I thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning, and I beg of you, callers, please, let's keep the subject line on par, please. We want to get your opinion on government's first year in office. How do you feel about their performance thus far? That's the subject line we want to keep on this morning, and please keep on that, please. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Doing pretty well.
I just want to give the government hands up and praise for the 1 year in office. I also want to say to them that, when somebody tell you something, they're going to do something for you, and then they come and do it, you will always believe in that person down the line. If they tell you they're going to do something for you, always have the hope that they will do it. And this government campaign and letting us know, they say if we give them the chance, they will pay back the money that the government reduct from the public servants. They will pay pension. They didn't know if the economy was pregnant. I heard the Prime Minister mention that if they give him the chance, if it's a loan he will take to do that. So that could I see he was genuine in what he was promising the people of this country. Because all years government promise in campaign, and they spend how much time, and that never happened. And before a year, this government promised that they will do that, and they do it. So I have the confidence in them going down the years that what they promise again, they will deliver. So hats up to them.
Thank you. Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 435-2041, that's a number you can call in to give your views in terms of how do you feel about government's first year in office, and we taking your calls pertaining to that. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
This is GBN program.
Good morning. You're live, on to the point. Yes.
Yeah, I was listening to this stuff, and I find it interesting because it amazes me at the extent to which we lack objectivity in these matters. To begin with, your first 3 or 4 callers have not been known to have given any support whatsoever to the prior administration. But I am astounded to hear a gentleman saying that the fact that the new administration has made no significant blunders is in itself a point. Let's be objective. What is the basis on which we are making an assessment of performance? What is the criteria? I don't know that we have established objective criteria to say that this has gone extremely well, this has gone bad. It seems to me that there are two criteria on which we can make an assessment. One, that which is expected of good governance. And 2, the manifesto, the policy position, the public statements of the incoming administration, of the new administration prior to them taking office. Those are the only 2 objective criteria that we can look back on and say that yes, there has been good performance or bad performance. Yes, a number of campaign promises have been fulfilled, but to a large extent, a number of them have been cosmetic. They have not, and they will not make a lasting impression or impact on the economy or the country or where it's going. So those are the things that we need to address. In terms of further measuring performance, we need to see what objectively has been written in the party's manifesto in terms of going forward. And going forward is not a one-year exercise. It is in the first instance a 4-year exercise. And in that regard, one of the things that in fact has struck me is the extent to which prior programs, whether it has been the sustainable development goals for 2030 or 2035, the number of things that necessarily have had to be continued. And there are a number of them that has been reviewed by the administration, and I have not really heard that any single issue, any single aspect has been condemned outright. So I had no problems with people taking their positions and making their utterances. But let us find objective criteria to measure performance. Because it is on the basis of objective criteria that we are going to make a determination the next time around as to whether we continue with them, look for a new horse, or probably, well, I think the old horse will be around. They don't look as though they will be. They are in self-destruct mode, so let them continue. That's my contribution.
Thank you, Kola. Thank you for your contribution this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. Feel free to give me that call. And tell me, how do you feel about government's the government's first year in office? That's the subject line this morning in terms of what we would like to speak about. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, GT. I was hoping to be on your set much earlier, but I want to take this short opportunity to explain to the general public that this morning's program, where a government representative normally would be, it was decided that this opportunity this morning will be given to the general public to critique, to praise, and to express whatever sentiments the general public may have on the performance of this government over 1 year. I don't think such an opportunity has ever been offered to the general public by any other government. It shows the confidence this government has. It shows the tenacity, and it shows its will of involving the people of Grenada. So this morning's program has been made available with no representation from government, purposefully to allow the people of Grenada to express themselves. I just wanted to clear this matter because I could not have done it earlier. Thank you very much, GT.
Thank you so very much, Terry. Have yourself a great morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. Feel free to give me that call and express your feelings. And as Terry mentioned a while ago, if you feel you have to critique or you want to offer praise to government's first year in office, how do you feel about their performance thus far? Feel free to give me that call, 435-2041, 435-2041. Pretty soon I'll be going over to the comment section of the Facebook page, get some comments there. I'm seeing it's already starting to, of course, lots of folks are chiming in there with their comments. Going to take a peek at that shortly. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Very good morning to you, Mr. Telesford. Greetings, how are you?
Doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm not very much of an analyst. I do not